Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Yelizaveta and I am back with another tutorial in the series on essential body mechanics with an exercise that will help you once again to bring more awareness to your body and to notice some of the essential alignments that we need when we are dancing tango or doing other types of dances, as well as just for everyday life. So in the last tutorial, we talked a lot about how to align the pelvis, your T12 and the C7 vertebra. And so if you haven't watched that, I highly recommend you see that first, because this exercise is going to build on that first tutorial. And today we're going to really talking about how to train the correct alignment when you're transferring weight to one leg. So most of the time when you're dancing, you really are on one leg at a time. So we need to know how to align the pelvis so that you have the best balance and the best possibility for stabilizing during the dance. And how do the leg extensions work with that alignment? How to tell that you're extending the legs correctly so that you're not creating more stress in the body to keep the balance. So for the exercise today, you will need a prop, preferably a yoga block, which is what I have here. If you don't have a yoga block, anything, maybe a couple of books or anything that can be an elevated surface for you will work. So to start, what we're going to do is we're going to stand on the block. So I'm going to be on my right foot here. And this first part of the exercise is just meant to give you a sense of what is it that's happening in your SI joint, which is a joint at the base of the spine that attaches your spine to your pelvis. So the pelvis has two parts. It has one pelvic half and the other, and those attach to your spine via the SI, which is the sacroiliac joint. And so what we're going to do is first see how it adapts to when you are on one leg. So what I do first is I'm going to step on the block, and what I would like for myself to feel is that I am really resting my weight more to the front of the foot, so my heel is a little bit lighter. And I want to make sure that I have that really nice alignment that I described in my last tutorial. So my pelvis is slightly untucked, I have my T12 well into my body, my C7 is on top of that, and I feel really elevated. So from there, as I have this alignment, I'm going to go ahead and work this range of motion. I'm going to lift my free hip of my free leg. I'm going to lift it up above my other leg, and then I'm going to release it below. And so with my hands here, I'm showing you that as I lift the pelvic half, it's going to go above, so this hip is now higher than this, and then I'm going to release it below. Now what's really important through this motion, and this is how you will know that you're doing it right, is the weight on your standing foot does not change. So I'm not shifting front to back, neither am I shifting to the outside of the foot and then back inside. So if you feel yourself rolling out to the outside of the foot, that means that the alignment is slightly changing. What we want is a very vertical translation of the hips. We don't want a side to side motion like this. Okay, so it's very much like the motion of your hips that you would have if you were biking or going up the stairs. So I'm going to show it from the back on the other side. So now I'm going to step on my left foot. I align first. I feel myself elevated. I shift my weight to the front of the foot slightly so that my heel is light. I keep my knee very soft, not bent, not locked, but very soft, able to absorb any kind of necessary adjustment that I need to do if I'm losing my balance. And then I lift the hip above the other and I release and lift and release. Lift and release. So try that out. This is just the first step in understanding in your body how your body manages to transfer the axis to one leg. So if I'm standing with my weight split between the feet, my hips will be level. Once I transfer my weight to one side, in this case here, you see how suddenly one hip is a little bit lower than the other. And so this is a weight change, and when you hear the word release the hip, free the leg, then that's what they're referring to. They're referring to how to relax one side so that your axis is really concentrated on one leg. If I transfer my weight to one side and I don't drop the opposite hip like this, then I'm going to feel a little bit like my weight is split still, and it feels a little bit more unsteady because I haven't quite arrived on my new axis. So once you get a chance to practice this a few times, you can do it very casually, maybe 5, 6 times on each side. You can even try to do it with eyes closed. That's a really great way of exploring these movements because it challenges your balance and challenges your nervous system to find these alignments. Then you can explore leg extension. So first I'm going to show it from the side view. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to stand on my left foot here. I'm going to find my balance, and in this case here, you see I'm going to work on finding that nice alignment I had for the exercise I did in the last tutorial where we were on both feet and we were elevating the heels and going down. So you want to find that alignment for yourself, and then I'm making sure that my foot is resting to the front slightly, my knee is soft. Then from there, I feel that my hip of the free leg is softening down, it's releasing, this leg is very relaxed. And from there, I'm going to extend my right leg in front. And what I want to feel is that I have a leg extension, but nothing has changed in my alignment, especially in the pelvis. Very often when the forward extension happens, what will also happen is that the hip will go forward as well. And now I've changed my alignment in my pelvis and I've changed the rest of the structure. So in order for me to retain my stability and retain my balance, what I want to do is extend only as much as I still have the same alignment in the rest of the body. So this is my forward extension. In real dance circumstances, if I wanted to make a bigger step, I wouldn't reach this leg further, I would bend the standing leg more, which would help me to get a longer extension. I release the leg, and then I'm going to go to the back. So I'm going to extend the leg behind me, and once again, what I want to feel is that this hip of my free leg is still releasing back. It's releasing down away from my standing leg, and this hip is slightly opening. So I don't want to reach the leg while having both hips facing the same direction because that will put strain into my back. So if I just keep both hips forward and reach one leg behind, if I want to make a long step, I'm going to start kind of feeling a little bit of pressure into my lower back. So we don't want to do that. Instead, we're going to articulate around the SI joint, which because of its anatomy, that's what it's asking for. It's asking for the pelvic half to swivel around. I open the hip a little bit, and then if I wanted to go further back, I can bend my standing leg, and I have a nice reach here. So you have your forward, and you have your back. And so you can practice this over and over again just to get that feeling of stability. As you're moving your leg, you're not changing the alignment in your pelvis and your spine. Once you do a few of those on one side, you can also do it on the other side. And this other side, I'm going to show it in this direction because we can also add in the side extension. So this will be more visible from this angle. So once again, I'm on my right foot. I release my hip, my left hip away from my right. I feel my weight to the front of the foot. I have my knee slightly bent. I extend the leg forward, and from this angle you might be able to tell I'm also slightly externally rotating the leg. It's much easier for your body to handle the weight of the leg when there's a little bit of external rotation. You'll be able to lift it higher with a lot more ease than if you have the leg facing straight ahead and then try to lift it. So a little bit of a external rotation, like I'm presenting the inside of my ankle. I collect, and then I'm going to reach out to the side. And so on the side here, I'm looking for balance, so you might get a little shaky. But once again, what I'm relying on is my weight of my foot is to the front, my knee is slightly bent, and I'm releasing this hip away from my standing leg hip. Collect, and then back. Collect. Forward. Collect. Side. Collect, and back. You can also make it into a continuous circle all the way around. So as you're doing this, what you're looking for is the leg is free and moving. Nothing is changing in your rotation in the spine, in your alignment in the pelvis. Everything's very nice and calm and still. So try that out. Let me know if you have any questions. This exercise is great to do on a daily basis, just for a few minutes, just to remind yourself. A really great learning tool also. Of course, I always mention closing the eyes and doing it with your eyes closed is very informative, really great, very challenging, especially on one leg. But also make a video of yourself. Rather than looking in the mirror, which automatically kind of splits your awareness, instead, take a video of yourself while you're trying to visualize in your mind what you're doing, and then watch the video, because just that translation of what you think is going on to what actually is going on is a really amazing tool to develop body awareness and to fine-tune these alignments. One side is going to be different from the other. That's very common. Make sure if you have any kind of aches or pains in the joints that you always default to softness. We want a soft body that is very stable and very supported from the inside. We don't need to reach very far. We just need to be very comfortable, and then the comfort is going to generate beautiful movement. So I hope this helps and answers some of your questions. I look forward to posting another tutorial soon. Let me know if you have any questions, and of course, if you'd like to learn more about my work, Essential Body Mechanics, and about me, please visit my website, essentialbodymechanics.com. Until next time, bye.